Hello, everybody. Welcome to ICC Banter Blitz. I'm Grandmaster Joel Benjamin. Welcome to our monthly get-together. Sorry we get started just a bit late today, but I'm ready to get at the action. And remember, I'm usually most vulnerable at the beginning before I'm warmed up. So everybody get in line, take me on. I see people in the queue already, some familiar names of my regular customers. So I've also figured on having a little theme for my openings, which you'll be able to figure out soon enough. Just makes things a little bit more interesting. Uh, with my first move programmed out against anything. Ooh, see how that goes. All right, I'm wearing my black Mets shirt because I'm a little bit in mourning over last night's debacle, the one that got away. All right, here we go. Mate or die. Let's get started. So a little night action for my morning game. Okay. This is a little opening concocted by a student of mine at Columbia Grammar, which we call the Eagle Attack. It was very successful in around 1200 level play, but it's never been tested by a grandmaster before. I'll have to get word to him that I played it in the game. I'm sure he'll be tickled. Let's just get castled, figure out the rest later. Okay. Maybe we'll try one of those strong points on an E5. 92 is not an option now, right? So, all right, let's go plan B. Some action in the center. See how this turns out. Takes. Now, should I take on F6 or just take back on E4? Hmm. Do 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 do. 94 bishop E7. Not much happens. I don't know. All right, let's go for a little simplification. See what this does. Dude, he played that quickly, but I'm not sure that's the right square because I have a plan. Now he's got to be careful, mate or die, because I've got a couple of threats, double threat to the bishop and to h7. So he can defend it, but I think it's gonna. Oh, oops. Well, mate or die resigned quickly. I think he maybe meant to do something else. He could have played f5, and then I've just provoked a weakness, but it's still on game. Um, yeah, that's too bad. That should have been more difficult than it was from that last move. Thank you for the game, mate or die. Kind of interesting opening there. Eagle attack. All right, so far so good. Here we go. J Russell 2, USA. All right, little Nimzovich action. Got him thinking. Got him thinking. Maybe I'll win a pawn. So I actually used to play the Nimzovich in tournaments years ago, but eventually I decided it doesn't quite meet the threshold necessary for a good opening. So I quit it, and I don't even play it much in Blitz anymore. But taking a shot at with it here. Bishop G5. Okay, all right, I'll just castle, get castle, then figure things out. e5. Well, let's see. How well backed up is that? Well, bishop takes f3. He wants to take on f6. I guess. Well, I don't really need to get involved in complications in a 2-minute game. So I think I'll just move away. But I don't know how he's going to support that e5 pawn over the next couple of moves. These kind of hippopotamus openings where you don't put a pawn on the fourth rank, they can often be kind of tricky to meet because, you know, without that confrontation in the center, it's kind of sometimes kind of hard to figure out plans. And sometimes you have to be like, you know, patient in the center. I think that e5 is a little too early because it looks like I might be able to grab a pawn. I probably can right away, but you know, I think I'm gonna, without really thinking about it too much, gonna start by throwing in rook a d8, getting on the queen, because I think that can only help. Okay, and now I can grab a pawn, and I have more than one way to do it. I think I'll just take it directly. Could also take on f3 and then play knight d5. So far my knight c6 strategy not working too badly. I got him thinking, and I won a pawn. Queen f4, okay, got to start by taking that. He can take either piece, but the other one moves away. Okay, he takes the bishop. So, pretty solid pawn in the center. Just a matter of technique. If I shall be able to exert such. He's got a lot of firepower on that e-file. Maybe I'll trade off some rooks. I don't know. See where he tries to get the counterattack going. Queen a3. Okay. Let's just keep something out of b5, let's say. Okay, I don't mind trading. Pre-move. I had that one already. Okay. And now sneak attack. Sneak attack. Had my eye on that b pawn. It's kind of awkward to defend. Yeah, now let's see. Can I do something to really take advantage of that? I'm not so sure I can. Knight d4 doesn't look all that impressive. So I'll just make luft. Sometimes you have an extra pawn and significant edge on the clock, you know, and maybe it doesn't help to get too bogged down in complications. And I play this because my rook on d8 is defended, so rook d1 is not going to win material. Still, rook d1 might have been a better move to at least avoid letting me have the rook on the 7th rank, because now I think something is going to fall. Yep, there it goes. My knight's not going to get trapped, is it? No, no chance. Let's bring it back. And now the king comes to the middle, and with 2 pawns, it's pretty easy. Okay, thank you, J. Russell 2. Just a very simple game, just a matter of pawns. That's all. So far, so good. 2 for 2. And who will be next? Hmm. I see a lot of relatively high ratings in that queue, so I'm getting nervous. Ah, Tired Dad, one of my regulars. Welcome back. So it turns into an e4, e5. Now, if you don't play e4, e5, then you've been tricked. Knight c3 on the first move, you have to start thinking about transpositions. You know, what opening you play. Like, don't play e5 if you don't answer e4 with that move. If you play Sicilian, then c5 could be a good move. Okay, so we're actually in a conventional Roy Lopez, and we're talking 19th century stuff. Potential Tarish trap. That's where black is very stubborn and doesn't want to take on d4 for a long time. So we're on the verge. Tarish trap, Tarish trap, Tarish trap. Let's see if I remember it. Ooh. Well, on castles, I can take the pawn. Um, this is one of those things that I've always cautioned students about, you know, that in the Roy Lopez, although a6 is favored on the third move, it doesn't mean that you can always do it. You have to really pay close attention to whether there's pressure on e5. So I don't know. I have a feeling that that knight takes e5, you know, should work. You know, if black is castled, it's a winning move. Um, but even without castling, I have some doubts about it. Okay, so should I just take the pawn, or if I defend it, how is he? No, I'll take it. I'll take it. Now it's not necessarily that simple because black can try taking the pawn on e4, but certainly looks like there's some danger involved in that. Yeah, bishop takes e4, right? Now, usually black is castled, he's more developed, but then there's the bishop on e7 hangs in a lot of variations. Of course, it can't take twice because it's a back rank mate. Um, so it's kind of interesting. Not so easy to refute this. Hmm. Well, maybe I should just play the same way. Okay, first I'll get rid of that bishop. And now, yeah, now I'll just go knight d3 again. Because even though the bishop on e7 is hanging, he still needs to coordinate his pieces. And that kind of means castling. So if he can't castle, it's going to be some problems. Now my bishop is going to come out. Yep. And let's see. Let's bring it out to g5. I could go to f4, but then there's a tempo knight d5, which I don't really want to give him. I don't know if it helps him that much. Rook d7. Okay, so he wants to castle again. And I have knight e5, but how much does that help me? If I just double, he's going to get castle. Okay, so let's try knight e5. And soon I'm going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. Rook d5. Okay. Should I kick that? Bishop f6. I don't know. Let's just kick it and see what happens. That at least allows my knight to move. Where's the rook going to go? Somewhere in the d file, most likely. Although he might choose to try to keep the pin. I don't think it should stay on the d file. And what do I do next? Rook d1, maybe? Rook d6. Okay, now I've got knight g5, knight g4 is possible. Doesn't really do all that much. Well, let's try it. Gives black something to think about, and that's probably not really such a big deal. It's kind of funny I wasn't able to refute that a6 move. Perhaps I don't know if I should have taken on e5, e4, or knight d3, or what was wrong. Maybe bishop f4 instead of bishop g5. Ooh, king d7. Well, I just came from e5. But the difference is that black can't castle now. So that's not exactly a repetition. Yeah. So now he can't castle. All right. I don't know if this is the best move, but I do want to pick up the pace a little bit. So he can't castle. That should help. Should create some issues about how to get out. He might try castling now, but he'll get an eh. He'll get an eh. Okay. Yeah, but still not that easy. All right. Let's just back deke. And now I should kind of just shut up and move. Well, I don't really shut up, but just have to move quickly because if I think for 9 seconds, I'm going to get that horrible flashing thingy, which always drives me crazy. This is a position which would be absolutely no problems for black if he could castle, but since he can't, I might be able to create some issues. Checky. I think I just hit him. That's a hard hit. That's gonna draw some blood. Basically, Tired Dad ran out of time, because he had pretty well defended. That last move, the king move, was a blunder. Checky wacky. And now just some consolidation station. Of course, with the increment, he can stay in the game, but keep the game going. But I think that pawn should be, oops. Knight h4 was coming there. Okay. Just sort of playing this routinely a little bit. Okay, king. King go large. King go large now. King. Well, this just wins a pawn. And then I go back to work. Thank you, Tired Dad. There was a move that came in at the end, but he was down on time. That was a tight game. Yeah, it's funny that King D7, that was a mistake because then I just got that same nice position, except that he couldn't castle. That was my whole key was preventing him from castling, and when I didn't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, Dodgy is another regular, and I've got a lot of tough games from him, so I've got to be alert. Okay, E5. I never tried playing that for black. I always kind of felt like that pawn should go to E6 to block this diagonal. So, yeah, now black has to think a little bit about threats to F7. Got him thinking. Got him thinking. Maybe I'll win a pawn. Yeah, that is a bit of an annoying move, I think. Yeah, bishop f5. I think that was probably good response. Queen f3 doesn't really do it for me. All right, I think I'll drive the bishop, and it's almost like a Caro-Kann, you know. Do I play h4? I could have maybe gone h4, kicked the bishop, and then queen f. Control castling. How when I play these weird openings, I cause some discombobulation. Yeah, rook e8. He's blocking, trying to block the file, I guess. Not a bad idea. All right, what if I just go d4 directly? Yeah, and now I'm getting ready to give a check on the e file. Another game where I'm trying to prevent my opponent from castling. I may not totally succeed, but it's some worries here for black. Yeah, knight df6. So he's saving the other knight to go to. Okay. I think this would be a little checky wex. And now bishop g5, I think, is awkward. Yeah, that's quite awkward. Because bishop f6, how to defend this? He can take on g3, but I don't think simplification is going to be an easy answer here. Bishop takes g3. I might just take on f6. Because it got some pretty strong threats down there. Knight h5. Okay, it's got some tricks, but oh, okay. Yeah, it's got no time. Take on f3 and rook g8. I just take this rook. Knight is pinned. So big problems. Winning material for sure. Okay, I had a problem there. Yeah, I, I think I have to redo the game. Yeah. All these things are popping up. I'm trying to change my window. Oh, can I get resume? I think I can resume here. Okay, I'm resuming. Okay, I'm back on the job. Apologize, everybody there. I just heard that suddenly. I don't know. Um, lately, that's been happening to me a little bit. Been getting disconnected. Usually, I have a very stable internet, but not that time. Okay, so anyway, I think I'm getting a queen here, and I think this time I'm going to hold off dodgy without problems. Some of these games have been tough, but I'm getting a queen, and I think I'm coming out ahead of this deal. Because if he blocks with the bishop, this queen is hanging to my bishop. That's why I took with the rook. Otherwise, he could interpose with the bishop. He'd still have a horrible position, but this is going to be, yeah, a lot of material. Okay, that was kind of nice how that one worked out once I got back to the game. Sorry about that. Thanks, Dodgy, for the game. All right, I got past Dodgy. Maybe I can make a run all the way. Try to close it out. Unlike the Mets last night. All right, who's next? Uh-oh, random three. I see random. Oh, I know what that means. Okay, random. Random wants a Caro-Kann, probably. Random wants a Caro-Kann. Random tends to think too much of the opening. Maybe I can exploit that. Uh, Didn't. Okay. What is that? What is that flag? Unusual. Okay, C6. Uh, um, Play my random opening moves. I am developing a lot of pieces. Haven't moved a lot of pawns yet. But maybe I'll go e4. Make it sort of conventional. Bishop g4. All right. I do have to be just a trifle careful that I don't lose my bishop to on g5 to a check, but I think I should always be able to get out of that. Oh, e5. Awfully ambitious. All right. Should I grab on f6? Tempting. Yeah, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll belay that order. But I'm a little curious how he's holding up his center. Yeah, now he gives me the bishop. Okay. Still have pressure. I think my kooky opening hasn't turned out too badly. Oh, bishop b4. That's a good move. That's quite annoying, actually. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't like that so much. All right, let me try something a little weird. Just for fun. And if he goes d4, my idea is a3. That's a typical thing you can do with pins so that you don't have to lose a piece. Not to say that it's necessarily great for me, but I can do that. Not lose a piece. Okay, d4, a3. And he can take it either way, or he can back up. Whatever. Just a little bit of confusion thrown at my opponent. And always good in blitz. Okay, takes and rook b1. Two bishops against two knights. Yeah, maybe I'll just hold on to these bishops. Just play with some bishops. A5, very concrete, but I have my doubts as to whether that's really going to make anything special happen. Um, I don't think that black is in a position to really initiate tactics here. I think if he takes on b4, I think I can actually just recapture because I can block a check on the back rank. And okay, queen d4. Um, hmm So rook has to be, well, yeah, guard the rook. Okay, so backy. Yeah, well, bishop f6. Is that too dangerous for me? Who is that more dangerous for? Is a good question. Um, I think I don't know. I probably should play bishop f6, but I'll just let that go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So he actually did manage to safeguard that pawn. Okay. All right. Not bad. Maybe I should have taken on a5 then. Uh, but now, okay, now I just got to move, move quickly. Now it's a fast game. Eh, interesting. I expected that move a lot quicker. And now I'm trying to king attack. So something did actually go a little wrong. I could have tried some stuff there, but let me just defend that. Try to create some annoying business with my bishops as we go down to the wire. And I'll just, now I get my pawn back. I'm actually kind of happy with that, I think. Um, let's see, how's this shaking out? My bishop on d1 has to get out somehow, but I'll just keep running that. Throw that back in his court. And that runs in. And now I just have to defend the pawn on a c2. Thinking, okay, rook f2. Keep that defended. And rook slips in. And I got to keep moving so that I don't see that obnoxious time warning thing. And I hope that should cause some confusion. G6. I think that's a hit. I think that's a hit. Oh. Uh, hmm. Oh, I got that time warning thing. Freaked me out again. Oh, I don't have bishop g. Well, I do sort of have bishop g5. It's going down to the wire. Oh, my rook bounced. Hate when that happens. The old bouncing rook. Checky. Very complicated. Take that one. Okay, let's simplify. Thanks. I think I should have won more material back there, but when I get that flashing red light at the 20-second mark, I'm all discombobulated. I have to ask Sandro if I could just turn that off. Thank you, random 31415. That, of course, is pie, which makes me hungry. Diet Coke. So I'm getting a pretty good workout today. Not easy games. Mm-hmm. All right, let's try an early D5 this game. In the first game, I just waited for E5 and I won a pawn, but let's try this. All right, he just takes it. He just takes it. I guess he's going to outpost on me. It's an interesting position. It's both sides perhaps have their knights slightly misplaced on C3 and C6 because the C pawns can't get in the game. But yeah, this knight E5 is kind of annoying. Um, I'm just gonna, I guess, not worry about it for the moment. Mm-hmm. And all right, if he wants to double my pawns, I'll let him do it. So if he doubles the pawns, in that kind of position, a big key is whether white can clamp down on the C5 square. But since the C file isn't open, the C5 square and the C6 pawn is not as weak as it would be. That if he, say, had an E pawn instead of a C pawn, so probably that isn't hugely dangerous. So he might want to try to keep his outposted knight. And okay, so he takes it. All right. So at least I have, relative freedom in this position, if not a totally sound pawn structure. Queen F3. All right, okay, let's get on the E file. I'm not sure what my plan should be here. Bishop G5. Mm-hmm. Didn't necessarily have any follow-up to that rook B8 move. I just thought I'd toss it out there and hit that pawn and see what happens. Got him thinking. Okay, so let's simplify. He only has one knight, so he can either try to outpost on the king side or the queen side, but not both. Okay. I don't know. I think he probably rushed that move, bishop f6, because probably it wasn't going to do anything about it, and so Bishop b4. It turns out that move really doesn't do everything I wanted it to, because if I take, my c-pawn becomes weak, but maybe I can still try to organize something here. Yeah, white, of course, has a structural advantage, but I'm not sure that black is doing so badly because I have good activity here. I certainly control the e-file, for what it's worth. Now c5 might become a possibility in certain lines. If king f1, c5, I think I want to try that. And I think that maybe that's why he didn't do it, but I don't know about this. What doesn't this do something to get in there? I think because then I can try to crawl around the back. I think he's got some issues in there, Diet Coke, and he's running out of time. Oh, looks like he kind of pre-moved there. All right. So if I crawl around the back here, how does he defend that? What am I missing? Well, we'll figure it out later. Looks like I'm going to take something. Well, it's not going to be the end. He's going to counterattack stuff, but I think I'll be taking faster, maybe with both hands. So he was kind of one move from consolidating. I guess he didn't like king f1. I think maybe he didn't like that I would have c5 there. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, he's still moving, so I should not count my chickens here. All right, let's hold on to that pawn because he takes that pawn. He hits c6. So g4. Well, he's working up some kind of attack there, but I'll just keep taking things. And now I'll go attack something maybe. Rook e8 coming. I don't know. Well, his knight at a4 can't move, so probably that's not going to hurt me too much. Yeah, okay, can get that one. Actually, I don't have to give it so cheaply. Yeah. Oh, that one. Oh, I didn't really want to give that one. Bishop, rook, how should I do this? Okay, I think this is pretty good. That one. That one. Okay, that one. Now it's pin. Chico said the pin she win. Okay. Tricky business. But what if I just start pushing this guy? Because I don't think he can never get out of this pin. So it's just the pawn is just going to queen. Okay, thank you, Diet Coke. All right. Paw Patrol is on a roll. Who's next? Okay. My queen knight opening is unstoppable. Stealthy one. Oh, I got to be careful. He's going to sneak up on me, stealthy one. I have to say the average rating by opposition is probably higher rated than any month before. Usually I get a lot of 1200s, 1000s to fatten up on. Stealthy one. You're up. Go ahead. Getting a late start here. And my move shouldn't have been that much of a surprise. Ah, there you are. All right. Stealthy one was taking a little nap for half a minute, and then he woke up and he played e5. Okay. I had this position once in practice against Dr. John Nunn in Hastings, 1988, which I think resulted for a win for me in about 100 moves. I had to work overtime for that. All right. Stealthy one taking another huddle. Black has to be a bit careful about move order, but yeah, it's certainly playable. That move, that's the one move that's not good. I think Bishop B4 is good, but I think this is a little bit of a trap. I never caught anybody in this, but our New York legend Asa Hoffman, I think, has caught people in that trap a few times. I think Black has some difficulty after this. He's going to have to accept. He's going to have to accept a weakness. I think I just take that. If Queen takes Knight D5, so, all right. So this is a nice little weakness to inflict on the position, and E3, E4. Do I want to let him play D5 or not? Maybe I'll stop playing D5. So, okay, not like White's winning or anything, but a nice position of the opening. So, Knight C3 strikes again. I don't think I've actually had a bad opening yet with these crazy moves. Oh, the last game against Daikoka was slightly worse, but not a lot worse. All right. Let's press the king side here. Makes sense. Or G8. All right. Queen H5. Threatening the pawn on F7. Threatening Well, he defended F7. He didn't defend against E5, but he just has this Queen G7 idea, which will counterattack mate. Well, okay, let's go ahead with that. Chase that bishop. And lift. Yeah. Maybe that wasn't as accurate as I hoped, but I couldn't play Rook F3 first. Yeah, but I think he should have played Rook G5. That's what I only just noticed. Well, it's maybe okay anyway, but Rook G5 would have been pretty annoying. How to do this? Queen H4, 92. Try 92. If he takes, to take with the pawn or the knight, I could open that file. It seems like it can't hurt to open that file. So, yeah. Also maybe insulates my pawn on G2 a little bit. Okay, he's making logical moves. Making logical moves. But I think I'm going to sneak up on this pawn on F6. He sees me coming, but can he stop me? Can he stop me? Somebody stop me. I don't think he's going to defend that pawn. And oh, no, I think this pawn is mine. Knight F6. And I don't think he can really afford not to trade queens. Well, I could take... No, I'll just take that. Yep. Okay, yeah, so I won a very solid pawn, and, well, should be good enough. Again, just a little bit of technique. I think no amount of stealth is going to save this, but let's put that rook there just in case something happens. Let's give a probing check. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not that easy to crash through here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe just trade knights. Just force him to trade that knight, because that knight is kind of blocking me. Mm-hmm. E8. Okay, everything defended there. Should be able to do something with that F file. Check. Okay. All right. Looks promising. Looks very promising. Extra pawn. Should be extra fun. And how about a little liquidation into the pawn ending? Nope. All right. More for me. Okay, thank you, Stealthy One. All right, knight c3 strikes again. Yeah, that was fairly smooth. I got a good position in the opening. Maybe these earlier games are good for me. This 11 o'clock start. Someone got wise and played d4. Spotless Eternal. So I don't know if this is a fan of that Jim Carrey movie. What is that called again? The Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, something like that. I saw it years ago. Long name for handle, but anyway. The d4 is a little bit more of a test of the knight c6 strategy, but still, only if you follow it up. So maybe I play a little bit like I did against random pie. c4. Okay. Bishop g4. Maybe e5 is coming. Or not. Not if he plays d5. Then my knight has to move. Yeah, knight c3, I don't think I have e5. e3, I think I had e5 because mates and stuff on d1. But I'll just take the knight. I'll do it this way. And I think once again my opening at least survives. G takes f3, very ambitious. But I think I don't mind this position too much, and it's a little unusual too. I don't think I've ever had a game go quite this way. Bishop g5. All right. Chico said the pin should win. Knight d4 is kind of tempting, but he can just castle queenside, so because that breaks the communication with my rook to the d file, so I'm no longer cutting him off. So bishop b4. Now another guy can double my f pawns, but what are you going to do? At least not doubled, isolated this time. So does he want to allow me to double those C pawns? I think if he lets me do it, I'll do it. If he lets me, I'll do it. He's not thinking about bishop d2. That's kind of playable, I guess, passive. Rook c1 kind of makes most sense to me. Ah, there it is, rook c1. Was he just waiting for help? Okay, let me try to mess with his development a little bit. Knight d4. Spotless Eternal is going to have to pick up the pace as he's in his final minute. I still have 2.5. It's like I'm just starting. I'm just in that, I'm in the zone, and in the zone, man was about to play knight b3, but the rook is defended. Yeah, this is kind of annoying. I don't really want to take that, but never the hoo-ha. I think I'm maybe still, well, what else can I do with this bishop? Everything's good except I don't want to give up that pin. Bishop e7. Yeah, I think I'll just go back. I have to admit that I do have a tendency to give up bishops too quickly, give my opponent the bishop pair and stuff. So every now and then I get conscious of it and try not to. Okay, let's block that diagonal. Also take away d5, b5. Useful move to get in. Ah, now I wish I'd taken the knight. You can't have it all. Knight. Good time to move my knight, maybe. Where should it go? I don't know. Let's just go there. Could have gone to d7 too. Not sure which one is better. Okay. Takes. And in. It's not going to be so easy to get me out of there. Or maybe maybe I will get out of there. Maybe I will let him get me out of there. I could have gone with the knight, but I don't know that makes any difference. Oh, I had a couple of threats there. I think I'm going to take this rook. Yeah. I don't think he saw that. And now it's just real technique here. All right, let's jump in. Roaches check in, they don't check out. c5. I want knight d6. Okay. It's attacking my rook. All right, sneaky. Oh, I can go to the 7th, can I? I don't see why not go to the 7th. That's where I really want to be. Oh, sneaky. A little combination there, but now I get his a-pawn. I'm not broken up about it. All right, it's time for the knight to come back. Come back home. All right. I'm just going to keep taking stuff. I'll come back and take more stuff. Oh, okay. Not so fast. To the bitter end. I want your knight. Check. Take. Still going. He takes a look and it keeps on ticking. Okay. He's looking for some stalemate. That was clever. Wow. Still going. Check. Quiet move. Check. I know, I took one more move. I didn't want to tease him with stalemate. I thought that wouldn't be right. Okay, thank you, Spotless Eternal. I don't know how many that is, but I'm on a pretty good roll here. I'm on a pretty good roll. Maybe can get that elusive clean sweep. I think I had 3 weeks in a row, and then or 3 months in a row, and oh, back. Okay. Oh, this is Ken Widiart. I've played him before, but I still don't know how to say that name. These long names, compound names, I never exactly know what people are going for there. Okay, so it's like a Caro-Kann without D4 and C6, and what difference does that make exactly? I don't know if it does. If there's any kind of tricks associated with it. Hmm. Put my pawn on D3 just to be different. Okay, queenside castling. I did it. Boom. Do the math. Random catchphrases. Well, he's got a lot of time after playing a lot of quick moves, so he can have a little thought here now. Ah, oh, he's waving the red flag at the bull. Oh my goodness. Does it do anything to sacrifice? Oh, I'll just do it. What the heck? Because it's been such a day of technical chess, and I feel like I have to be a little more sporty here. So let's try this. I have a little idea here. I don't know if this does much, but let's see. It's a little knight h4 action. Maybe a little knight g6 action coming. Check. What are you thinking about? Okay, there we go. Now, this is interesting. Can I break through these defenses? I'm awfully close to a mate. Sacrifice on h6. Oh, I can just about taste it. Queen b6. Uh-huh. Ooh. Ooh. Queen f7. I can almost take right away. I think queen f7. Queen f7. I can taste it. I can taste it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Checkers. Oh, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet. It's good to take a chance, speculate. Sometimes you get something nice. Yeah, King H7, G8, Queen, double check and mate. Thank you. Nai Ken we Diarto. Oh, that was fun. I'm having a good time today. Usually I play, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock sometimes, but I started at 11 today, early session, and it seems to be suiting me. Trevone, or Trev 1, maybe Trev 1. Ah, okay, so he wants some kind of French, even though he seems British. Or I don't know, that's Australian. I'm not good with flags. Usually want my silly opening strikes again. Um, because that last game was such a rousing success. Let's do it again. I didn't like Bishop G5, but I don't know, but gave me so many tempi. Let's at least tease him with queenside castling. This piece is going to have to come out. Oh, he looks like he's trying to get some kind of hippopotamus setup, but I just don't know about it. All right, I'll just castle. I think I can't. Okay, let's just run that pawn up because the last game that pawn ended up mating the guy. Yeah, it was the H pawn, right? With H4, H5 took on G6, G7. It was going to mate on G8. So it's like back in the 19th century when they used to play odds games with the ringed piece. White must mate with the H pawn, and people somehow did it. Oh, okay. He stopped that pawn dead in its track. All right, so I'll put the rook in the center. But now I have the G5 square in my pocket. I could even put the knight on G5. Mass things in the center. It's usually a good policy. It's actually getting a little chilly in my basement today. Maybe I should have brought a jacket or a sweatshirt down here. Gonna be okay. Well, I think I'm gonna start targeting F7. See that H4? It's like sometimes the threat is drawing the execution. I think coming to H5 wasn't really that big a deal, but now my knight's gonna come to G5, and how does that go in that movie Taken when Liam Neeson says he's coming after guy says, "Good luck." Well, good luck trying to defend F7 because sacrifice is coming. Trev 1 or maybe on E6 depending, and no, I think it's going to get ugly. It's not going to be pretty. Nope. It's going to be a little bit cleaner than the last sacrifice. Last game I sacrificed, which was a little speculative. Pawns back. I don't know what he's going to do because the knight on G6 hangs in all these variations. Queen E7. Okay, now I can take on E6 too. Mm, mm, is that better? It's kind of hard to tell. All right, I'll take on e6. I guess I lied. I said I'd take on f7. I took on e6. Either way, it's not pretty. Hmm. Now, if he takes with the queen, okay. Now I could just move my queen and win his queen. Or what can I do? I could take on g6. I could take on e6 and take on g6. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I could win the queen, but I think this will actually be more fun as my pieces just come flooding in. I've won a pawn, and here comes knight g5. Mr. Knight g5 is going to leave a mark. Yep, here we go. More things to follow. So Trev won. He kind of played like a hedgehog, all curled up in a ball. But I think he just gave me a little too much leeway there. And well, okay, game's not over. He's still playing. I think I'll just go after that rook because, well, it's trapped. Trapped like a rat. No escape. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, Trev won. Thank you for playing. We have lovely parting gifts for you. But I am on quite a roll. I'm winning with sacrifices and attacks, and yeah. Starting. Okay, the now time, and the time is now for a move. Yeah, I'm starting to try to put a little, a little quality in the games, a little quality if possible. Okay, knight c6 probably slightly dubious against d4, but I promised. Now, this position from the tango with the pawn on c4, knight f6 is not that special, but because his pawn on c4 doesn't help, and it's extra development for black. But this is worse for black. I think it's even stronger to play f4 first to drive the knight to g6. This is probably just a small advantage for white. Oh, okay, all right. I'll double your pleasure. Mm-hmm. The time is now, Mr. Now. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't think I mind that too much because I was going to go here anyway. And I have a plan to play for f4 square. And it's going to... Okay, I guess I have to be a little bit careful in implementing it. And I don't really want to play c6 so much because I'd rather keep a little more control of the d6 square. Mm-hmm. And now my big idea, go for dark squares. Go for dark squares. That's why I didn't want to play c6. Okay, dark squares. Whoop-de-doo. What did I accomplish there? Maybe not so much. But I don't think my position is too bad here. Um, this b5, is it part of the problem or part of the solution? No, I don't think it's, I think it's sort of neutral. Ah. Slightly annoying move. All right. I'll, I'll grab all the grabbing's good. Grab all the grabbing's good. Okay. Pawn for me. Maybe I could have even taken another pawn, come to think of it. Bishop takes bishop. Okay. Gave myself an opportunity for pre-moving. Okay, must not try to castle. Still plenty of time left in this game. It's been actually moving quite quickly. All right, let me just chop that. I think at this point, pawn is a pawn. I don't think he's going to get initiative. Okay, good move. Otherwise, things would be bad for you, but just defend that. And I'll go after this one. I own those light squares. Yeah, looks like a matter of technique. And the good knight versus bad bishop is all well and good, but I think I'll just take some passed pawns. Yay! The now time. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Let's just go behind. Yep. Okay. Looks like a girl. Okay. And now, for your next trick, well, sometimes players really want to really get their money's worth, you know? Check. Check. Don't think there's any stalemates coming. Not even close. All right, thank you. The now time. Actually, that's a pretty interesting game from the opening. Good, good test there. Yeah, f4 and then d takes e6. That's definitely an edge for white. That's known. Okay. Gran Turismo 1. You're up. I must be getting kind of close to the end. I put a lot of wins on the board. I can just about taste that queen sweep. It's very confusing because he's got a 1 at the end of his handle, and that sort of bleeds into his rating. So it looks like his rating is 11,000, which is pretty good. It's higher than mine. 11,000. 11,000 is a good rating. But no moves. Stunned by my knight c3. I was thinking about it this morning, and I thought, well, I could open every game with knight f3 and knight f6, and I thought, that's not really much of a challenge. You can't go wrong. But they bring the other knight. That's a little out there. That's a little different. Okay, I guess Gran Turismo was going to the toilet or something. He was not ready when his number was called. You snooze, you lose. Okay. Now it's Nitish Das. Knight c6, yeah, right. That is the theme. Knight c3. Okay. d4. To think about this one. All right, let's try d5. When I played the Nimzovich, I rarely played it with d5. I almost always played systems with e5, but I don't know. It's getting a little bit into territories of if he plays e5, knight e4. It's things that are sometimes seen in the French. Black having a pawn on e6 and white having maybe knight on f3. But a little different because maybe the bishop will come out from c8. He can also take, knight takes, and okay, I think I'm all right there. Much to mull over. Tishdash. Got him thinking. Got him thinking. Maybe he'll take my pawn. All right, let's go in. Incoming. Knight f3. So if I play e6, it's a direct transposition to a not fantastic line in the French, but I can bring my bishop out. I'm not sure which is the best square, but usually that's a win if you can get the bishop outside of the pawn structure. So knight c6 strikes again. This would be, by the way, an excellent opening in Bughouse. If this is Bughouse, I'd be, thinking of dropping a pawn on a3 or g3 or f4 or something like that. Yeah, this would be a good Bughouse opening for sure. h4, I don't think the position is supporting that, even if I just play h5. But even stronger, I think. Bishop b4. Okay. There's something to be said for, yeah, maybe I'll start with h5. Not that h5 was such a tough threat, but I kind of like to take away the flexibility of those pawns. I don't think he likes that too much. But there was something to be said for starting with bishop b4. Maybe I was too fancy. Bishop h3. Okay. There we go. If he doesn't play bishop d2, he's going to be sacrificing something. Sacrificing / losing. But, he might lose something anyway. I might just take that bishop. And it's going to take with the queen, and then bishop e4. And what does he do about that? Okay. It's funny because, I was thinking about bringing the bishop to e4, but I had in my mind to take the knight to set it up, but actually taking the bishop, I think, sets it up better because I get this move with tempo. And it turned out my h5 was was well timed as things went, and he's going to have to drop a pawn unless I've seriously miscalculated. Well, actually, there's one way you can try to save a pawn. It doesn't look so inspiring, but okay, you can try king e2. That's otherwise g4 or d4 drops. Okay. Yeah, I think just win this pawn on d4 has to be good. Also, that pawn on h4 is hanging. C5 or knight back. Just keep up the pressure. Just in case he has ideas of castling queenside, maybe create a little extra action over there. Says what? Okay, if I take on c3, it's to take with the pawn, but which is not wonderful. But he does get to chase me. I think I'll do it this way. So extra pawn and an attack. And the attack. Bishop takes c3, kind of a threat. Whoa. I am confused. Didn't I cover that square? Okay. Well, how should I take that? I'll take it with the knight. Oh, okay. Didn't seem like it was all that well thought out. Well, this gives him something to think about. A little mate threat. Clank! Handshake. Good game, Nitishdash. I got a clank. I don't know if anybody let me mate. No, I did. I think I did get a mate. Yeah. I've got my sound off, but I can imagine the clang. Okay, Viejo, who has a picture of Homer Simpson. All right, here we go. F5. That's interesting. Knight c3 f5. Well, maybe knight c3 is a good move against f5 because I could do this right away. I don't know. Um, I could play some gambits. Like, all right, let me just take it. I don't know what to make of all this, but it seems like knight c3 players don't mind f5 too much. It can be kind of a confusing move, knight c3. Do I play e4 style? Do I play d4 style? C6. I don't know, man. Oh, I think you're playing dangerous games. I think this is, I don't know, something terrible could happen. Sometimes truth. Oh, I had 96. 96. I had mate. I had mate. I could have made it in 6 moves. They say, truth is stranger than fiction. I mean, I could not make up this game. After Queen E5, Black has lost in 5 moves. It's not often you get a lost position in 5 moves, but that is a very unusual sequence of moves. Okay, well, having failed to mate, I will actually have to continue to play this game. Oh well. All right. So I'll just play with an extra piece. Fine. I can handle it. Knight d6. It would be funny if that was the last game of the day, too. Okay. But, I guess everybody wants their money's worth. Mm-hmm. The sad face. Okay, Vero, thank you. I'm sorry. Don't mean to make fun of you, Vero. It was just a very unfortunate combination of moves. The F5, I think it's a little dubious, but C6 that actually even created a threat on D6 is just you open up your king, you got to be careful. Okay. Oh, what is this? Tla, who he call? I don't know. That's maybe some kind of American Indian name. Um, okay, well, this is going to actually look at like something conventional, yeah? King's English. I faced this a few years ago in chess league. Who was it? I guess against Connecticut Grandmaster. I played many times. Did this against me, but not successfully. So just play for d5. There's no stopping it. Boom. Kekalitsa. That's Kekalitsa. Where'd you go? Oh, knight c2. Okay, yeah, let's just put that forward. Mm-hmm. Now just develop some stuff for now. Okay, now might be a good time to start hitting that knight on c3. c8, this queen. Hmm. No, I think I'll just push e4 and not worry about it right away. Hmm. But, good sir, what are you going to do about this move? Back in the box. Exactly what I thought. But this gentleman with this long Indian-sounding name has played quite quickly, so there's something to be said for that. But in regards to the position, I believe I stand better. Oh, knight takes d5. Just kidding. I just moved my queen. Do I have knight takes e3? Takes. Well, uh, yeah, I don't know if it's really worth it. Oh, I forgot to defend these. I forgot to defend D5. Kind of funnily enough. All right, now let me defend it. I was so enamored with my knight E3 idea. I forgot to defend. Oh, it's been a long morning. Ooh, F4. Isn't something hanging? Something's got to be hanging. All right. Well, if what if I just take that? Something's got to be hanging. Something's got to hang. Something's got to give. Okay, something is giving and receiving. It's a family affair. That's not going to help. It's a family affair. Attacked a queen, two rooks, and a knight. And okay, just for grins, I don't even take the knight. Oh, that's what you want. That's what you want. Okay. All right. Not bad. All right, I'm just going to get my rooks out of the way. um, where can this guy go? I'll put him down there too. Just nothing to fork down there. Check. And okay, let's just hide. Bishop e4. Okay. I don't think anything's attacked. I think I'm setting up for something here. Trying going for some style points. Oh, I see. Saw rook f1 coming, but how about this one? Boom! Here comes the boom. Clang. Thank you to Lahuikol. I'm on a roll. Yeah, I did forget to defend d5 for one move. Oops. Oops. You know, just sometimes you have these days when things roll right. Hmm. All right, how we doing? Can't have that many more games. Must be almost done. Who will be next? Step into my parlor. All right, come on. Come on, I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, be patient, people. The next customer will be up in a moment. Okay, here we go. A4, H5. Excuse me, I'm sure that I've dealt with this customer before. I definitely do get a lot of repeat business in Banter Blitz. I don't know if it's the same people that go for all the Banter Blitzes. I don't know if it's the same people that go for all the Banter Blitzes or I just have particular following, but either way, I'm pleased to see people come back. We're up to the last game, so I hope that A4 H5 is ready. Otherwise, we may need to replace him because there's plenty more where that came from. So knight c3, knight c6 day has been very fruitful. I thought that I might have some problems with d4, playing knight c6 against d4, but those games weren't too bad. And the white games, Okay, for H5 was not up to the task. So Doug 50 is up at bat. Let's see if he can come up with something. Nobody tried D4 against me today, interestingly enough. Okay, so this guy is going for a type of French approach. I, I never thought this is a particularly good line in the French to play knight of 6 and take with the queen, but so be it. All right, maybe we'll do a little inside castle again. Let's face it, it's worked pretty well. Oh, me likey weaknesses. Well, there's a pawn there, but I don't know. It doesn't seem right to take that pawn. Not in this spirit. Yeah, again, threat strong in the execution. Um, oh, but I do want to take this exchange. Yeah, I do want to take that exchange. It was their last move too. Well, it just it makes things even easier. Uh, yeah, it's kind of pick 'em between bishop c4 and bishop d3, right? I kind of expect to see king h7 somewhere to try to set up a little some cheap business. But, uh, well, I think I'll get ready to come through the middle. I said, get ready to come through the middle. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, there's going to be some diagonal problem. That's it? Oh, okay. It ends with a whimper, not with a bang. Thank you, Doug 50. Um, yeah, it was the strangest thing. Most of my opponents couldn't get out of the opening against knight c3. It was just, just the little thrown off, by it being somehow different enough from what they're used to, and they couldn't relate it to standard e4 d4 opening. So that was kind of eye-opening. So maybe I start recommending knight c3 to students rated 15 1600. I don't know. But also the black games went okay. There were some that were tight that I just managed to pull out, but clean sweep back to the winning ways for me. And yeah, I was pretty happy with the games today. It was fun, because I very rarely play any chess at all, but certainly blitz almost never. So it's fun for me too. So I appreciate everybody who came out here today, everybody who had took a whack at me, and those who didn't quite get chosen. Sorry about that. Maybe next time. And so I hope that you guys will all come out in November and join me for Blitz on my next turnaround. But until then, thanks everybody for coming to ICC's Banter Blitz. Take care now.